City lights shimmer like sequins, spilled across the night, and somewhere between the yellow cabs and the pulse of neon, Maddie Touma glides through the crowd as if she was born of glitter itself. Her walk carries rhythm, her smile carries rebellion, and her presence turns an ordinary New York block into a runway. The world calls her a creator, a model, a fashion voice. But those who know her best simply say she's the embodiment of Bioglam, a living, breathing fusion of biography and glamour, a woman who transforms her own story into style. Maddie grew up in Queens, where the skyline felt both close enough to touch and far enough to dream about. The city spoke to her in sparkles and subway noise, and she learned early that glamour wasn't about money, it was about meaning. Her mother's vanity table became her first design studio. Scattered lipstick tubes, a cracked mirror, and a single pink scarf that Maddie used as everything from a cape to a crown. She wasn't the kind of girl magazines celebrated, but she never wanted to be. She wanted to create a world where every curve, every laugh, every imperfection was an accessory, not a flaw. When she started posting pictures of her outfits online, she didn't imagine anyone outside her circle of friends would notice. Each look was a diary entry, a thrift store jacket paired with thrifted confidence, a caption about learning to love the reflection staring back. The comments began quietly. "You look amazing. Love your vibe." Then louder. "Because of you, I wore a crop top today. You make me feel seen." It wasn't the validation that changed her life. It was the realization that she wasn't alone. There were thousands of people waiting for permission to sparkle. Maddie decided to give it to them. New York trained her in contradictions. It's a city that can make you invisible and unforgettable in the same breath. She learned to be soft in a place that rewards sharpness, to stand tall when the crowd moved faster than her confidence. She remembers the first time she wore sequins in daylight, how strangers stared, how one woman smiled, how she felt both terrified and free. That moment became her mantra. Fear and freedom often arrive hand in hand. People sometimes ask what it means to be femme in 2025, and Maddie answers without hesitation. Femme, she says, is armor that sparkles. It's a declaration that tenderness is strength, that lipstick can be political, that curves are revolutionary. Being plus-size and queer in the fashion world isn't an easy stage, but Maddie treats it like theater. The more you try to hide her, the brighter she becomes. She calls it glitter activism, visibility through beauty, protest through joy. At shoots, she's both muse and director. She'll twirl between frames, laughing so loudly that even the stoic photographer cracks a smile. She'll fix her eyeliner in a compact mirror while telling the interns to chase their wildest ideas. For Maddie, glamour has never been about being perfect. It's about being present. A run in her tights or a curl out of place only adds texture to the story. She doesn't edit out her softness, she edits out her shame. When Pride Month rolls around, Maddie's calendar fills with events, panels, and parties, but her favorite moments happen in small community centers where she speaks to queer teens. She tells them that confidence isn't a costume, it's a practice. Every morning you wake up and choose to exist boldly, you win. She watches their faces change as they realize that fashion can be freedom, not just fabric. Someone always asks how she stays so confident, and Maddie laughs, admitting that she doesn't, not every day. She says confidence isn't constant. It's a glitter that settles when you stop shaking it. So keep shaking. Behind closed doors, her apartment is a museum of memories. Shoes lined up like trophies, mood boards plastered with magazine cutouts and affirmations. "You are art. Take up space." No one shines the way you do. On quieter nights, she sits by the window with a cup of tea, watching the city hum. The same skyline that once made her feel small now feels like a reflection, chaotic, bold, and beautiful in its imperfection. She thinks about the times she doubted herself, the cruel comments, the auditions that told her she was too much. Each wound became part of her aesthetic. She learned that glitter doesn't hide scars, it highlights them. She wears her healing as highlighter. When brands began calling, she made one rule: collaboration must mean celebration. She refuses campaigns that tokenize her body or her queerness. If a photo shoot doesn't have space for authenticity, she walks away. Representation without respect is just decoration, she says. Her followers, hundreds of thousands now, call themselves the Glitter Fam. They share photos wearing bold colors, sequin jackets, fearless smiles. Under each post, Maddie comments something personal. "You're radiant. You killed this look. Proud of you." She spends hours replying because she remembers what it felt like to crave connection. To her, community is the real couture. On a rainy Tuesday, she's filming a video in her apartment. No makeup this time. She talks about anxiety, about body dysmorphia, about the pressure to be perfect online. Her voice shakes once, then steadies. Self-love isn't linear, she says into the camera. It's not a glow-up montage. It's messy and repetitive and sometimes boring, but it's worth it. When she uploads the clip, it goes viral, not because it's polished, but because it's real. Days later, a teenager messages her, "I watched your video while crying in my bathroom. Thank you for reminding me that I'm not broken." She screenshots it and saves it in a folder labeled, "Why I Do This." Every public smile carries private labor. Some mornings, the mirror feels heavy. Some nights, the noise of the internet drowns out her inner voice. But she's learned that resilience is quieter than applause. It's in the decision to show up again, to post again, to believe again. On stage at a fashion conference, Maddie speaks to a room of industry executives and aspiring designers. She stands in a metallic gown that catches every spotlight and turns it into fire. She says, "Stop calling plus-size fashion a trend. Bodies aren't trends. We've been here. You just finally learned how to look at us." The crowd erupts. Cameras flash. In that moment, Maddie isn't performing, she's preaching. Afterwards, backstage, she hugs her team. "That was for the 15-year-old me, the one who thought she had to disappear," she whispers. Her story keeps evolving. Collaborations with independent designers turn into mentoring programs for young creatives. She starts a podcast, Glitter Doesn't Apologize, where she interviews artists, activists, and friends about self-expression and mental health. Each episode ends the same way. Remember, light loves you back. She believes in manifesting through makeup, meditating through movement, and healing through humor. She laughs often, loudly, and without warning. People stop her on the street to say they made it brave enough to wear color again. She always answers the same. Color was never the problem, fear was. The fashion world, once obsessed with minimalism, now craves the maximalism Maddie embodies. Editors describe her as a muse for the new age, where beauty isn't a standard, but a spectrum. She doesn't argue with the label, she just keeps shining. Late one night, walking home from a shoot, the rain begins to fall. The city's lights refract through the drops like tiny disco balls. Maddie lifts her face to the sky, mascara mixing with water, laughing at how even a storm can sparkle if you let it. Someone passing by recognizes her and shouts, "Love your energy." She waves back, heart full. That's the thing about glitter. It spreads whether you mean to or not. At home, she journals before bed, "I am not chasing visibility, I am practicing it." She writes about softness as strength, about community as couture, about how Bioglam isn't about the aesthetic, it's about honestly dressed in style. Months later, she's in a studio shooting a campaign for a brand that finally gets it. The creative brief reads, Confidence has no size, love has no limits. She poses with other models of every shape and shade, laughter echoing between camera clicks. Between takes, she checks in on everyone, fixing a strap here, offering affirmations there. The photographer whispers, "You make people feel beautiful just by being yourself." She smiles. That's the goal. After the shoot, she heads to a small LGBTQ+ center downtown for a workshop she's hosting, Style as Self-Care. She brings racks of clothing and encourages participants to choose pieces that make them feel powerful. One person hesitates over a sequin skirt, saying, "It's too loud." She grins and replies, "Then it's perfect. You deserve to be heard before you even speak." The room laughs, and for a moment, the air itself glitters. As her influence grows, journalists start writing profile.